the pause to tell. You can't spell loyalty without the L-A-L.
Welcome back to the Laker Loyalty Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason Muse, a.k.a. The Black Muse.
Alante, a.k.a. So That Mike's Code.
And Egyptian Laker, a.k.a. Samurai the 7th. And you can't spell loyalty without the L.
L-A-L.
L-A-L, baby. All right, so
Yes,
we got a lot of
sir.
topics we want to get into. We want to hop right into it. The NBA world was set ablaze this morning with official announcements by Shams Charania, what I call one of the Shams bombs. We used to have the Woj bombs. Now it's all about the Shams bombs, baby. And Nico Harrison has officially been fired.
Damn.
I can't say I'm surprised or shocked by this news. In particular, because there was rumblings about it last night, and actually me and Alante were doing one of our segments and we covered it, but it officially became announced this morning, right when I woke up bright and early. Nico Harrison is officially fired. Everybody's talking about it, so we're definitely going to talk about it. The story is just epic. It's almost like a reality TV show how epic this story is. But let me kind of summarize. It was a day before the trade deadline, or a couple days before the trade deadline in February last season. We were on an emotional high because the Lakers had just went into Madison Square Garden and beat the Knicks shorthanded without all of their players, and we didn't know if we were going to come away with that W. So we're in.
Such a good W.
It was such a good W. So we're in the room on Clubhouse at the time, and we're talking about the win, and then somebody comes out of nowhere and was like, did you guys hear the news? Shams just tweeted, Anthony Davis got traded. Now, nobody believed that. If you know, everybody's assumption when that was announced was it was a troll and if Shams got hacked. It was so unbelievable that I remember Alante sent somebody to the audience. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Clubhouse, when people are on stage, that allows them to talk, but if they're in the audience, they can't talk. And so when you send somebody to the audience, you basically prevent them from being able to talk. So Alante was so annoyed by what he thought was obvious trolling that he sent dude to the audience for saying that Anthony Davis got traded. So we asked, who did he get traded for? And somebody said, Luka. And we were like, Luka who?
Luka
like there's more than one Luka in the league. Luka Guthrie? Like we making up names like Luka who? He's like, Luka Doncic. We're like, nah, I don't believe that shit. We're like, nah, look at the tweet. We saw that it was Shams' tweet, but we still didn't believe it. We're like, nah, Shams got hacked. This is going to be the most epic hacking ever because Shams clearly got hacked. There's no way that Shams would post something without a graphic. It didn't have no graphic. We don't believe that shit. Bro, we keep seeing things drop after a while.
Dude was like, please
confirmation.
He was
that
like,
night,
nah.
Bro, that night in Clubhouse, somebody happened to be a Mavs fan coming into the room, was talking mad shit. And he happened to be in the room, this Mavs fan, random Mavs fan, come to a Lakers room. We didn't even play the Mavs. And he was like, nah, I don't believe that. That's not true. And we're all like, we don't believe it either. And then we started like slowly but surely confirming it. Like, no, bro, this is true. We getting details now, bro. They added Max Christie, the first round pick. We're like, they didn't trade Reeves? So like we were trying to figure out what the hell was going on. We're like, wait a minute. So what does this mean? So are we punting on the season? Can we still win? Like, what's going on? And then the dude, the Mavs fan, I still remember to this day, he got so mad about it that he just left. He just like, what? They got rid of Luka Doncic.
He did.
And it was like the first time that we saw the instance of what this wave has been of crashing out over the Luka Doncic trade, which now officially it seems is going to go down in history as the dumbest trade ever made in pro sports. I mean, all of them. Hockey, football, baseball, soccer.
Subjective.
Men and women's don't matter. It's the dumbest trade ever made. Now,
it depends on who you ask.
Of course, if we're on the receiving end, we appreciate the trade because we got Luka. But objectively, that was a dumbass trade. But we benefited from it. Okay.
Thank you, Nico.
Thank you, Nico. Hashtag thank you, Nico. So all that to say this, kick it to you guys. Nico. So in the crash out and the fallout of this, the Mavs are off to a terrible start this season. They don't have Kyrie. Now they're without the guy that they traded Luka for, and Anthony Davis. He's hurt again. They shut him down because of what they thought might end up being an even worse injury, which is an Achilles, one of the worst you can have. He also gained weight. That's not.
Wait, how long is he shut down for?
They don't know.
Shut down
I
for
mean,
like a few weeks or
at
indefinitely.
first, yeah. We don't. I mean, there's a.
Yeah.
I don't even know the timeline.
He's missed like
But
6
but
games so
but
far.
even
Yeah,
when
I know. He's
even when
missing.
he has played, he hasn't contributed meaningfully. I mean, they
Yeah,
dropped out of the play-in last year, and so Nico was actually hoping that his gamble would pay off because objectively on paper that roster is a good roster. Kyrie Irving at full health and full strength, AD at full health and full strength, Gafford, Klay Thompson in theory, Max
Lively,
Christie,
PJ.
Lively, PJ. That actually is a solid roster on paper, like objectively. And so it seems like he was just waiting for the clock. And once they got the number 1 draft pick in Cooper Flag, it seemed like, okay, they might be able to salvage things because it seemed like Mavs Nation was finna revolt. Well, they're off to a bad start. They're not playing well, and they just lost, I think, their 4th straight game last night in a close one, a nail biter to the Bucks. So it's a horrible situation for them as a fan base. Definitely horrible for Nico, and Nico, it seems like, is the scapegoat. So, question to you guys. I just gave the backstory, and I'm gonna stop talking for a while. Where do the Mavs go from here? They've officially fired Nico Harrison. Should they tank this year and then get another number 1 draft pick or close to it? Should the Mavs trade some of their assets? Should they trade Anthony Davis? Should they trade Klay Thompson? Should they try to get younger and go into full rebuild? Should they go into soft reboot where it's like not a full rebuild? We'll get rid of a couple people, but we'll do a soft rebuild. We'll come back either next year or the year after that. What should the Mavs do? Where should the Mavs go from here? I want to start with you, Samurai. What do you think?
First of all, hashtag thank you, Nico. I feel he got done shady though because I know apparently only him and ownership knew about it. Ownership gave him the green light to do whatever. But I don't know. I mean, NBA, there's no way. I know Jason Kidd said he didn't know. Nico said Jason Kidd didn't know, but I've never heard of an NBA team making trades without the coach knowing what's going on. So I don't know. Maybe they're protecting Jason Kidd. Maybe Nico's taking one for Jason Kidd. But that's all. Conspiracy, whatever. But anyway, but move for the Mavs. If I'm the Mavs, I'm a Mavs MFFL, whatever the fuck they call their fan base. Mavs fan for life. First of all, you see they're having a parade Saturday.
They having a
I'm sorry,
parade
your
for
fan base
Nico being fired?
for a restart. I sent it in our text group. They have a flyer. It's like it's a parade to start the new era, bro. It's so sad.
Hey,
It's
stop
a
making
real
fun of them.
parade.
They're down
Like
bad right now. They're
we
down
have
bad.
parades only for championships. I'm sorry. Like Dallas, I mean, the Cowboys haven't won in what forever. The Rangers didn't the Texas Rangers win a World Series a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So they have
Yeah, they
won at
won
least in
one
baseball. Yeah, in baseball they won, but other than that, like Dallas won 2012. So having a parade for a new era, that's sad. But whatever they got to do to make themselves feel better. Yeah, I do feel bad for Nico because he never had the team, like you said, Jason, on paper, the team that he's supposed to have with fully healthy Kyrie, with Cooper Flag and AD, hopefully healthy PJ, Derek Lively, Gafford. Those few of the guys I'm probably missing in their main rotation. But if I'm Dallas, you can't give up on AD. You traded for him. I think trading him again, especially not knowing what's gonna happen. If he comes back from this injury, uh, say he comes back in like 2 weeks and he's good to go and finishes the season strong, then it won't look so bad for Nico or the Mavericks as a organization. Kyrie hasn't come back yet. I think Kyrie coming back is really going to be like the glue for the team. Kyrie's the vet of the team. Clay, I think is going to be traded. I don't know what's going to happen with Clay. I just don't
Also,
think
isn't
that.
Gafford still out? And
Yeah,
PJ Washington?
exactly.
Yeah, so they have a
Gafford's
lot of
out.
guys out.
So I think if I'm Dallas, you might make a few minor moves, trades, maybe some free agency signings, maybe pick up some of your guys from your G League team. But I think you don't do anything until you see what your whole team is like fully healthy. Because then, I mean, why would you just give up? Like when you have potential to have a playoff, they could always make the playoffs. It's still early in the season, like what 12, 13 games in the season. So I wouldn't give up quite yet if I was Dallas. Now, obviously, once you getting closer to the All-Star break and they're still at the bottom of the standings, then they're probably just going to tank at that point. But right now, they still have a chance to be in the top 10 by the end of the season.
All right, bringing it to you. So that might Cole. What do you think?
I'm leaning towards what Samurai said. I think they do need to see what they got first. A lot of guys in the rotation out. You know what I'm saying? Still, these guys are able to come back and you see what you have. I wouldn't do anything major right now. I wouldn't trade Anthony Davis. that's moving hastily for no reason. You know, like you don't need to flip this roster inside out. They do own their 2026 first round pick, so they may be inclined to just recede this year, tank it, get a high first round pick 2026 and re-up, you know what I'm saying, and make a run. Because this is a championship quality group. They just haven't had to put the pieces in place to see the best version of themselves. So as of right now, like like they've been disappointing. That's not not being healthy is not Nico's fault. That's not
Exactly.
that's something that he can't control. So we'll see we'll see what's popping when the group comes back together. Anthony Davis needs to get his ass in shape. I think it's ironic that they traded Luka because Luka wasn't in shape. But Anthony Davis wants to play power forward and he comes in overweight and out of shape. It was kind of weird to me. But yeah, I can get back to you, Jason.
Yeah, I think that the one thing that nobody else has in terms of their takes, and I've been surveying takes on this all day, this is going to be a unique take. You might even call it a hot take, but it's a very level-headed take. The Mavs immediately, especially when they get whoever's going to be the interim for Nico Harrison, should institute the following policy. Don't trade with the Lakers for at least the next 10 years. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't trade with the Lakers at all anymore because they're going to fleece your ass. Don't trade with the Lakers at all. Nah, obviously I'm joking. But it is an interesting question, all jokes aside, to what extent they're going to be willing to trade with the Lakers. If they're trying to get rid of some of their pieces like Klay Thompson. There's been some people who've been speculating AD might get traded back to the Lakers. That would be ironic as hell. I don't think it's very likely, though. I think that's actually a
Not
fever.
gonna happen.
Yeah, that's as unlikely as Giannis coming to the Lakers. That's how unlikely it is.
Giannis more likely than well, I want to
I just wanted to
when
throw
I
it out there
when
because I know that was going to make a lot.
All right, man.
what's well, I want to look at the standings really quick. So
Yeah.
the top 6 teams, we got the Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers, Rockets, Timberwolves, top 6. Those 6, I think, stay in the top 6 for the rest of the season. Warriors maybe sneak up there, possibly the Blazers, right? So the 7 through 10 is the Suns, Blazers, Warriors, Grizzlies. Now the Mavericks played 11 games. They're only technically 3 games behind the Suns for the 7th seed. And the Suns are going to go up and down because they've had it. Like Jalen Green came back for one. I'm a big Jalen Green fan. Came back for one game and he got injured. You know, he scored like, yeah, he had a hamstring injury, came back, re-injured that same injury. So now he's out. Like the Suns, Dylan Brooks has been in and out of the lineup. Like the Suns, if the Suns are fully healthy, I mean, it's all about health. If the Suns are fully healthy, who knows? Maybe they go on a run. People thought they'd regress because they don't have KD no more, but maybe Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks are actually, you know, addition by subtraction, or you know what I'm saying. So, so the looking at the standings, the Mavericks are only half a game out of the 10th spot, and the Grizzlies, who knows? I think the Grizzlies they're 4-8. I think the Grizzlies end up with stay with a losing record this season. The Warriors are 6-6. They probably will be about above 500. The Blazers are 5-5. They'll probably be about above 500. The Suns are 6-5. The Suns could go either way. So, and then the 11 through 15 teams are all pretty much 3-7, 3-8, 2-8, from the Kings to the Pelicans, with the Mavericks being the second to last
Who's
with
the last? The
3-8.
Jazz?
The Pelicans, 2-8.
Pelicans. Where are the Jazz?
Jazz are 3-7 so they're tied with the Clippers. The Slippers.
Yeah.
So the Mavericks, like I was saying, like we were saying, if Kyrie comes on, puts on the show, and you know we all love Kyrie, or Kyrie just maybe he's the glue, the missing piece that they need. I'm sure they they definitely for sure need him. Kyrie is Kyrie, you know, that's Uncle Drew. So maybe he comes back, and I think they could definitely be in the play-in. I think it's not far-fetched to think that they could make the play-in. And if they make the play-in, you know, with this same roster or just a few pieces changing it out, I think that's a plus sign because they were a lottery team last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
No,
they're
I
going
mean,
in the right direction.
I mean, I agree. I think that's fair analysis. It doesn't
And
look
Cooper
good for the
Flag, my
Mavs.
bad, really quick. And Cooper Flag is only, you know, he's just started. He might go on a tear by the end of the season once he gets his footing and he starts, you know, getting better and better. That's why I feel bad for Nico, because I don't think Dallas is as bad as their fan base thinks they are. And like we said, health is a major
Yeah, I mean,
factor.
Dallas is just right now the biggest thing is it's mostly emotion and kind of re-traumatization of seeing Luka be so much
ball
better.
out.
I think that's really what it is, and so the regret is being maximized,
Yeah,
and they were calmed a little bit
Yeah.
when they got Cooper Flag, and there was a little bit of hope that, okay, well, maybe we won't, relapse too much, but now we're at the bottom of the standings in the first 10 games, and so the pile-on began, and it just snowballed. So I think that there's a little bit of that, people being prisoner of the moment. However, through
for
that, though,
sure.
there is the objective fact that it just seems like the Lakers won that trade, and we won't really know for sure,
Yeah.
I think, until several years out, but the immediate the way it looks, the
Right
optics
now,
of it
yeah,
are,
we definitely
the
won.
Lakers won the trade, and
Absolutely.
Slim Thug Killer Luka is balling. Like this just off 2 feet, two-hand jam last
For
night in the game, and I was
for
feeling
the
that.
I think Mavs fans were expecting Cooper Flag to come in and put up Luka's numbers right away. That's the only thing that
Yep.
would have
Yep.
erased,
That's
the
exactly
hate
what
from me. They
happened.
thought Cooper Flag was gonna come in and drop 30 and 10 like his first week.
Right.
Like Cooper Flag was the best player in the draft, or the best player drafted. And he may not be the best player by the end of the year in his rookie class. Could be VJ Edgecombe, could be anybody. Not anybody, could be just top about 3, 4 guys, but I think that's what fans were hoping for. Oh, okay, like, as we all joke around, it could be true that the NBA gave Dallas #1 pick because they felt bad for him. Uh,
And that's
and then the
exactly
Mavs
what
like,
happened.
okay, and Cooper Flag is like, he's not out there. He's not balling like VJ Edgecombe is for the Sixers, who are in the top 3,
VJ
4 in the
is
East right now.
balling, bro.
He
VJ going
is
He's
crazy.
balling right now.
very much so. I mean, right now, I think he
And
is the
Con
lead.
Knueppel too. We just watched. Speaking of, I know we're gonna get into last night's game, but Con Knueppel, he's one of the highest scoring, highest assists out of all rookies. He's killing it.
Yeah,
Duke
I
had a
agree, and
score.
Edgecombe is, I think, is the #1 for being Rookie of the Year this year
He's
Yeah,
so
leading it
far.
he
right
is for
now.
sure.
Yeah, I
He's
For
think he's
leading
sure.
it right
definitely in the
now.
lead.
Especially after they beat
Alright.
the Celtics today too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, Philly, for
that's what I
Yeah.
that.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I wanna kick it down to you guys in the audience. What do you guys think? Where should the Mavs go from here? I want you guys to leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think
Leave the
about
comments.
that. Alright, y'all,
Likes.
that is our first segment, and we wanna get to our second segment. The second segment, which we kind of, already mentioned, is the MVP race. The MVP race right now, what are the early predictions on who is likely to win it all? Now, right now, I think that you have a top 5, and then I'm going to give you my top 3. I want to see if you guys have a similar order. I think right now, Luka and SGA are neck and neck for 1. And then I think behind them is Giannis. I think behind Giannis is actually Wemby, and behind Wemby is Jokic. I think that's the order that I would go with as far as like who the top 5 are. And then you got some fringe candidates that I think are pretty good. Cade Cunningham's got the Pistons #1 in the East right now, and Tyrese Maxey has been balling out of his freaking mind, okay? Maybe another French candidate might be Spider, because I was trying to think of a third one, and I think if I had to pick a third one right now, I might pick Spider as a fringe candidate. So those would be my MVP race candidates right there, and the order that I would give. What do you guys think about the MVP race? I want to start with you, Alante, going first. What order would you give? Would you match mine? Would you tweak mine? Would you rearrange them? How you feel?
No, I would match yours. I would go Luka Doncic, and Luka Doncic. Luka has been clearly the best
Luka got 3
player.
spots.
Luka's been the best player all season so far. I haven't seen enough of SGA's games to be able to tell if like how good he's doing. But I have been seeing a couple of Giannis games, and Giannis looks like he's going crazy right now. You know, I wish Giannis was in a Lakers jersey. That's all I can say about that.
You gonna be wishing. Samurai, bring it to you. What do you
I'm
think in
wishing on a
terms of the MVP
star.
race? Would you order it similar to me,
My
or would
top
you tweak
3,
it?
I got Luka, Luka, and Luka is my top 3 because this is Laker loyalty. Definitely Luka, of course. Shay's. I mean, what OKC is doing, Shay's is, you can't deny it. Uh, I think me, I would, if I'm third, I think I might have to go Wemby. I might have to go Wemby third, just because the Spurs have made a big jump from last year. They're second in the West, third overall, I think, as of right now. It goes to, #1 team is OKC, #2 is Detroit, which I'm going to get to in a second, and then the Spurs. Wemby, and then I think like Jokic, Giannis, you could kind of put him as a tie, and then my sleeper is Cade Cunningham. I mean, I've liked Cade coming. I remember when he came to the league first year, people got on him. He had, an up and down rookie year, but by the end of the year, he was balling. He had injuries, and now he's healthy and he's going to work, man. He's tearing up the league right now, and I like watching him. I think the Pistons are 9-2. It's crazy. I mean, they pretty much damn near have the same, just one loss off from the Thunder. I think Cade is definitely a sleeper. If the Pistons finish in the top 2 or 3 in the East, or top 5 overall by the end of the season, I would not be surprised if he is heavily in the talks for MVP. Other than that, yeah, that's my orders. I got
You know
Luka,
what? It's
Shea,
giving me ideas, Samurai.
Embiid.
It's giving me ideas because I'm like, I low key want to see the Pistons in the finals. I want to see the Pistons or the 76ers next time around. We owe them.
Oh, we need
Those are the only
we
team.
need our
Yeah,
yeah, we owe Detroit. We
we
definitely owe
did we
Detroit.
owe Detroit. We owe Detroit. Like I really hope Detroit is good when we good because I want
Yeah.
to beat them in the finals.
They
Yeah, I got it out for y'all,
yeah,
Detroit. We
in the
watching
finals
you.
they got us 2-1 in the finals, don't they? They got two chips versus
Yeah,
us.
they
We got
do.
one versus them
They
all
do.
time.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta get on them.
Yeah, I
But
need
that
some
seems like
payback.
destiny because it don't seem like Boston gonna be there. That's for dang sure. Okay, so I want to kick it to y'all in the audience. Who do you think is leading the MVP race and why? If you want, you can give us a top 3 and a sleeper. That ends our second segment. All right, third segment is apparently the NBA is going to be instituting the new debut of the U.S. versus World All-Star format. And so it's a new format. I like the idea that the NBA tries new things, but the NBA trying new things doesn't always work. And so there is a question of this doomed to flop, or is this going to be something that is intriguing, particularly as the NBA tries to expand their brand worldwide and make it fitting not just for U.S. fans and patrons, but for those around the world. We'll start with you, Samurai, because I know you're eager to talk about this. What do you think about the U.S. versus World All-Star game?
In the words of Peter Griffin, this really grinds my gears. All right, I am sick of Adam Silver thinking he's doing some new shit and like making it. It's so ridiculous. Like it's really last year's format minus one team. Last year we had 4 teams, right? We had 2. We had like a rookie, an international team, a rookie team, then like a semi all-star team, an all-star team, whatever it was. It was ridiculous.
It was really
I've
weird, bro.
never heard so many people complain about the all-star game, right? And I agree. I
Slept through the
watched it.
All-Star game.
It was boring. This year, it's damn near the same thing. For those that don't know, it's basically 3 teams, two teams of American players, 1 international team, right? So you have 8, and there's going to be 24 All Stars. You vote. The voting is the same, right? Except this time it's positionless, which okay, I'm cool with that. But what if you get 5 guards as your starters? Oh well, that's how they're going to do it, I guess. So you vote. There's no position, I guess, because Adam Silver, like he said, he wants to make this a highlight league, which really pisses me off because this is why we have so many casual fans now, social media. People really don't appreciate the game, the beauty of the game, the fundamentals, like the the mental aspects of the game because of shit like this. This is the exact reason because I know he thinks he's appealing. I've not heard one person. I've since this was announced a few hours ago. I am scouring the internet. I've not seen one person be like, "This is a great idea." Like, it's good to try new things. I agree with that sentiment, but this is not a good idea because basically, if you're having one team of only international players, so it's 24 players are voted, 12 from the West, 12 from the East, right? And you're splitting the Americans onto 2 teams, you're basically not having a fully strengthened USA team, but you're putting all the international players on one team. Now that international team is going to be at full strength because it's the top 8 international players. And then you're taking American players and you're just dividing them up. You're not taking the best 8, right? So already, now the international team has an advantage. Then they're doing a round robin, right? 12 minutes each game. So USA 1 plays USA 2. The winner of that game plays international team, and then the international team plays the other USA team. Now, one team or 2 teams are gonna have to play back-to-back games. One team is gonna get rested. So already it's not even equal and fair all the way around. So and on top of that, the thing that annoys me the most is that if out of the 24 All-Stars, there's not 8 international players, say it's like only 6, they're gonna keep the other 18 American players and they'll divide those into 2 teams. So then you'll have 9 and 9. And then Adam Silver, this is really annoys me, single-handedly gets to pick the additional players. So there should be 3 teams of 8, 2 USA teams of 8, and 1 international team of 8. If that international team has 7, or say there's too many international players, say there's 10 international guys out of the 24, they'll keep those 10 guys on one team, and then there will be 14 remaining American players, which means it'll be 7 and 7. So that means Adam Silver has to pick 2 more guys himself, handpick. And I don't like that. I don't like Adam Silver being involved at all with this shit. He should not be involved with picking players. I don't like when the commissioners get involved, because then now it's like whoever he picks, we're gonna be like, this guy should have been over this guy. This guy should have been over this guy. I don't like that. Anyone that knows me knows I do not like Adam Silver. I don't like things he's been doing at the NBA. It's getting worse and worse. I just, why can't we just go back to 12 on 12, East versus West? Like, keep it simple. I mean, if he's wondering why people don't watch the All-Star game, it's because of this stuff. Like, people just like, if the majority of people like to be simplified or want to see things simple, like people don't want to, just dumb shit down for people. Like, just what's easier than just doing a regular All-Star game? Like, you don't see this in other sports. They're not doing all these crazy things. Like, just make it 12 and 12. Even if it doesn't have to be, you want to keep it as where you have a captain, you draft the players, and it's not necessarily West and East. That's fine. I was cool with that. But starting with last year, this year is basically last year's format with one less team, without the rookie team, basically. And it's just it doesn't. I guarantee the viewership is not going to be high for the All-Star game, which sucks because the viewership for the NBA this season is at an all-time high. It's I guess it's like the highest viewership in 15 years. And I think a lot of that has to do with
But so
them
then
adding
why are
more
you
games to the streaming.
but so then why would you assume that it's gonna flop?
Because I didn't hear one person personally. I didn't see one person online just randomly. I didn't hear one person in the media say they liked it. I could be wrong. Maybe there was one person.
I mean, but they
But
haven't really marketed it yet. Like, it's just been announced officially. I think they're gonna ramp up marketing. They're
I
gonna,
agree that it has
yeah,
just
and
been
I and I
announced,
I
but
I think I think the draw is supposed to be the first of all, that is novel, but even bigger than that, that there is this kind of American grown versus European rivalry that they're trying to lean into
no,
marketing
and I would
wise.
like it if
I
they
think
should have just
that
done,
is supposed to be the draw.
but they should have just done 12 and 12, because the NBA has 12 good international guys capable of being all-stars. For them to do, I know he's trying to draw a more global fan base in. The global is tapped into the NBA. Like, I don't think the NBA is not doing a bad job. We have games all over the world. I just think Adam Silver is doing too much. And like, what I was saying is that the viewership of NBA games in general are at an all-time high in 15 years, because there's games streaming on other apps now. That's great what they did. That, I think, was a good move, to put games on Peacock, Prime. Like, now people around the world who maybe don't have access to certain TV channels, they might be, oh well, I have Prime. I have whatever other apps, that HBO Max. So more people are able to watch games, and that's why the viewership is at a high. But people have been getting bored of the All-Star weekend. They keep changing rules of dunk contests. Like, the All-Star viewership, even though NBA viewership is high this year, I guarantee, and we can revisit it. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong when we cross that bridge. But I guarantee the All-Star viewership is gonna be low again. Just like last year was probably one of the lowest All-Star viewed All-Star weekends ever.
I mean, my difference between you and I is relatively slight. My pushback is you can't guarantee
You want
that.
to give
There's
it a
no way you can
chance?
possibly know that. No,
I'm
no, I don't,
guaranteeing it.
it's not even a
Guaranteed.
matter of
You know
it's
what
not
y'all
even a
about to do?
matter of what I want. It's just a matter of just objectively. There's no way you can know that for
I
sure.
like the
You can maybe
international
feel very
idea.
strongly though.
Yeah, no,
Like
I
I
feel
guess what
very
I'm
strong.
saying is, to me, it's like a wait and see kind of thing. Like, I'm not
Of
that
course.
enthused by it, but I think if I had to like be objective and try to like pinpoint what the appeal is, I do think that it
Yeah.
has something to do with this U.S. versus European thing.
I agree with
It's
that.
novelty. It's never really been done before.
If it
Like
was
that kind
just
of stuff.
USA versus World, and it was just the top 12 versus the top 12, I'd actually be really happy about it. But the way that they broke it down, like I said, the 8, 8, and 8, then it's like, now you're not really giving the international team its best shot. Because what if you have you're gonna have Jokic, Wemby, Giannis all on the same team, but then you're gonna have Shea. Shea's not even American either. I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
You're gonna
he's
have
gonna be on that
the
team.
international team is gonna win this. All I'm saying, because now as I keep going through the top players in my head,
That's
they're
why
all
you mad, because the
international.
USA team finna get dog walked. That's why you upset.
No, but I want to make it fair. I want it to be like actually like, all right, can we actually? I'm trying to look for the top the MVP standings, but like who? Let's name the top 5 American players that are playing right now. Who's
Probably be Ant-Man.
we got
Okay,
Ant-Man.
Luka's gonna be on there too. I just thought about that. But yeah, they're probably gonna have
That's why I
like
said Luka
Ant-Man,
gonna be on the national team. Ant-Man, we're
Cade is
stuck on
balling. Maybe Tyrese Maxey probably be on there.
who's a big man. Joel can play either way. I think
I mean, Anthony Davis, if he's not hurt, will probably be on the team. If you're talking about bigs,
yeah, I'm trying to
that'd
think
be
of some bigs
opportunity for him to shine. Joel Embiid, maybe, but it'll probably end up being like Vucevic or some shit. Like, because we don't have a
he's
lot
not
of
even
bigs that are
American.
non-Europeans.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's right.
saying.
So he wouldn't be on there.
So that's
We
what
don't
I'm
have a lot
saying
of
is
bigs
that like
that are American. I mean, like
that's what I'm saying.
Andre Drummond. Like
so
you're gonna have that French motherfucker
we got Evan
from the
Mobley. So we got
Timberwolves. You're gonna have
Evan Mobley.
no, actually no. Rudy Gobert's gonna be in there. Yeah, we don't have no bigs in America. I guess
that's what I'm saying.
Where are bigs at?
So even
I guess
if you took the
DeAndre
best,
Ayton is who you gonna have. You have DeAndre Ayton.
so
That's
even
all
if
you got.
even if you took the best NBA guards, they're gonna be split up. You see what I'm saying? So you won't even say those guys you just mentioned, Ant-Man, Cade Cunningham, Donovan Mitchell. They might not even be all on the same team. They might be like, one on one team, one on the other team. So
I mean,
we're
you'll have
not
Steph,
actually.
you have LeBron, you'll have if he's not hurt, you'll have Kawhi,
Yeah,
you'll
I
have
was
James
intentionally not
Harden,
naming them just because they're the older guys. I mean, they'll be Kevin, KD. Those 3 are going to be on the team. KD, LeBron, and
AD.
Steph. We already know them 3. But say those 3, they might not even be on the same team. You might have KD with some younger guys, and then LeBron on the other team. And that's what I'm saying. We're not really seeing a world versus USA, an actual matchup of the best USA versus the best world players because the USA split on the 2 teams. Now I know the reasoning behind that is that they're saying, well, 2/3 of the NBA, there's still a majority of American players in the league, which this is something that's actually I want to look
here's
up.
a silver lining.
I think
It
there
makes it
might be
more
a lot more
likely.
international players.
Well, it
than we
makes it
think.
more likely that Austin Reeves can make the All-Star game. And I'm fuck with that.
I think he was gonna. I think he'll make it anyway.
So Austin Reeves is gonna be on one of them teams, so I'm cool with that.
Here, I want to look up the Kia MVP ladder really quick. So we'll see who's all American, and so yeah. So they got on NBA.com. They got Shea, Giannis, Nikola, Victor. So the top 5 guys are all European, or all international players. The next 5, Josh Giddey, he's Australian. Tyrese Maxey. So we got Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Austin Reeves. So Austin Reeves for sure gonna make the All-Star team. Even the NBA.com got him in the top 15, and of those 15,
so far, yeah.
and of those 15, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them are world players. So there's actually more international players in the top 15 MVP rankings. So there's 8 international and 7
Yeah, but those
USA.
rankings don't have LeBron because he hasn't played yet, and so the rankings are they're good to use so far.
No, I'm just saying off who are the best players right now. I'm just going off that right now. So
yeah, but I'm saying by
the
the time the All-Star game rolls around, LeBron will clearly be among the best.
Yeah,
players.
but that's just one. That's one person. That's one guy. Got
I'm
KD.
I'm saying, but the
I'm
rankings
adding. Okay,
aren't.
so let's add KD. But LeBron's not going to be in the MVP ranking. The Lakers got
not the MVP, but he's going to be among the best players.
He'll be an All-Star. No, I already said it. LeBron's going to be. I already know he's going to be an All-Star. He's going to get voted in. Yeah. And
Jaylen
of
Brown
the 15,
will be on there.
Yeah, so we got Jaylen Brown
this year. Low key, I think LaMelo Ball might make it.
Yeah, so in terms of USA players, what's going to happen is all let's say of the again the 12 best. I mean the 16 best American players are going to be split in half. So we're not going to have the strongest USA team, while the international team has their strongest team. That's what I'm saying. That's why I already know the international team is going to win.
The best talent on the US is going to be diluted. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. That's what I'm. That's one thing that bothers me. And then the round robin thing, it's all right, I guess. If you're only playing 12-minute quarters, you're not gonna be that. 12-minute games, you're not gonna be that tired. So if A plays B, then the winner of that plays C. Then after that, C plays the loser of A and B. So Team C, they even have that A, B, and C. They're not saying which team will be which, but so Team C is gonna have to play back-to-back games and off bat. So whoever Team C is. So what if Team C happens to be one of the USA teams? They're gonna not be a fully strong USA team. Then they're gonna have to play back-to-back games. International team's gonna win that. It's no question about that. I mean that the starting five is going to probably be it's probably gonna be the five that NBA has for MVP rankings: Shea, Luka backcourt, Giannis, and Victor at forwards, and then Jokic at center. Even though it's positionless, if you had to pick a top five international starting five, I'm pretty sure most people would pick that five right now. I would.
Yeah,
That'd be
I
my
mean,
five.
I don't want to harp on the Sean because we're out of
They're
our time bidding that out,
that
but
team is
it's
killing
not that
any
big of a
USA
deal.
team. It
To
is
me, I
because
think that
now they're
part
gonna
of the
because after this now they're gonna be like USA. That's I got a lot of friends for international foreign friends. That's why I'm gonna have to hear USA now in internet. Even though USA we just beat we won we redeemed ourselves in the Olympics to pass the Olympics and stuff. I don't want to have to hear the whole USA is not number one no more in basketball. Then the next Olympics, say we lose the next Olympics, then it's over. Then you just gotta retire and then
well, then that gives rise to Redeem Team Part 2. If I could speak without being interrupted, just real quick, I will say this. I think part of the strategy it might be, I'm not 100% sure, is you kind of do want to stack the deck against the USA team as the host because the host league is the
I get it.
USA league, and so if they stack the deck in the other direction, it would be bad optics. So stacking the deck in favor of the European team when you're trying to expand, I think makes sense. And so if that dilution thing is probably a part of that strategy. And if the European team wins the very first one and they feel real good, and then that might spark like the USA based teams be like, oh, okay, now we got to like step it up a little bit. And that could actually spark a rivalry that could be really beneficial for like this expansion dynamic. So I feel like there is a rationale to it. Will the game be enjoyable to watch? That's a question I can't answer yet because I don't know how good the other teams are going to be. If the European team is like super stacked and they're like a shoe in and then they win it all, it probably won't be as enjoyable. If they're like stacked and the USA team still beats them, then there's like a interesting underdog story that was made possible because the two USA teams got diluted in the way you're complaining about. So I don't know. There's potential for this to be cool. I don't know if it'll be cool. One thing I do think is appealing though, just like listening to you describe it though, and I'll leave it here. This is like the last thing I'm gonna say. A super stacked European team with Jokic and Giannis and SGA and Luka all on the same team
And
and
Wemby.
Wemby is dope as hell. Like that actually
That's
sounds
ridiculous.
dope. That sounds like a Euro dream team.
And
That
that's
sounds
what I'm
awesome.
saying. And then that's what I'm saying. If it was the other way around, if it was like two international teams and one USA team, then I would feel it'd be unfair. I'm saying to make it fair across the board for either. I get what you're saying. Like, oh, the USA is the home of the NBA. Only 25% of the league is foreign born or have foreign players. But it's crazy because the top, like, you took the top 20 players, more than half is probably it's like top heavy foreign players, but the rest of the NBA is mostly American. So I understand that's why they're doing that. But most of the NBA, the bottom 80% are not all stars. They're not making the all star team. That's why I just think it's weird. They're yeah, I think that Adam Silver is doing this to maybe embarrass. Maybe he's like, I'm fucking sick of my American players. I'm sick of them. They don't
I don't know about
appreciate
that,
me.
but it also
I
it
think
also
that
gives
guy got
opportunity for the
ulterior motives.
it also gives opportunity for the younger players to shine too. So like there's more spots for like young up and coming players who probably would have been separated or relegated mostly to the bench in an all-star game. Like
Yeah,
now because you have two USA teams, you can have somebody like maybe a VJ Edgecombe make it or
yeah.
somebody who's really balling and he's like a rookie. And so to see like a rookie of the year candidate be up there with with the big boys, so to speak, and see what he can become. Like that's an interesting. There's interesting storylines to this, like
If they
potentially. So I
did,
don't
if
want to
they
like throw it away like right off the bat. But I will say it does also objectively have the potential to be trash. So like I'm not trying to make it seem like it's
yeah. Well,
guaranteed to be great. I'm just saying
the
like
main point,
it's not
also
guaranteed.
the other point again that I don't like is just Adam Silver gets to single handedly pick if none of the teams, if none of the three teams have 8 players, he gets to pick who gets to be on there. I think it should be like in terms of the voting or the voting for the top five the 5 starters or like how the coaches pick the players. I think they should be like, all right, well, who's next to be the replacement? That's how I could be wrong. I don't know if that's how I thought it always went. I know Maybe I'm wrong. I think the commissioner does appoint the replacements on the All-Star team, but I just don't. I just never liked that. I guess I liked how when the coaches and the
You just
players
don't like
say.
Adam Silver.
I don't like. I didn't like David Stern either. I dislike Adam
You just
Silver
don't like
more.
commissioners. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like I've
funny.
said in the past episodes, like we need a commissioner who played in the NBA, who at least if he didn't play in the NBA, we need a black commissioner. We need a black commissioner, someone played in the NBA, or both, something like that. These guys, I think Adam Silver is not relatable. David Stern is not relatable to his players. Just like when David Stern tried to start that dress code, like that dress code don't even last. I mean, how long did it last? I don't think because players just wearing whatever now. So I don't think that dress code lasted. I think when he died, that shit died.
I want to kick it to the audience, though. What do you guys think about the new U.S. versus World All-Star format? Do you think it's going to be a bust or a flop, or do you think that actually it's going to be like it could become the new hotness? Go ahead and
Good,
leave
bad,
comments down
ugly.
below and let us know. Give us the good, bad, and ugly. Give us the skinny, all that good stuff. All right, that brings us to our fourth topic, and I want to get your reaction to the Lakers versus Charlotte game. Now, you weren't in the room with us on Chatter, but I saw the game, and the first half was abysmal. I was super mad and frustrated, and I was cursing at the Lakers because they seemed to come out and play just as bad as they played the previous game against the Atlanta Hawks. So the Atlanta Hawks dog walked the Lakers. And that was really frustrating to watch. We were neck and neck with them. They were underhanded just like the Hawks were. The Hawks had like 3 or 4 of their best rotation guys that were out. Charlotte, similar thing. They didn't have ball. They had several key players out, like 2 or 3 or 4 even key players that were not playing. The Lakers were like tied with them, and there was like, and Austin Reeves got like a steal or something like that, fast break, and took the last shot. We went up by 2 at the half, and it was just frustrating to watch us not be able to build a lead and to watch us like play no defense. Like it was crazy how easily they were getting buckets on us. And then they came out in the third quarter and they got up by like 10, or like at some point in the game they got up to about 18, by about 18. Luka the Don was part of that, but the third quarter defense was night and day. And so I figure that JJ Redick must have said something to them. And that's actually a good thing. That portends well as far as JJ Redick's impact on the team. They ended up winning the game by 10. They gave up some of their lead in the fourth quarter, which was frustrating. And I noticed some blemishes in particular players' inability to play on the defensive end. And one of them is DeAndre Ayton. And that's starting to worry me. DeAndre Ayton has a bad track record of giving up easy buckets on that end so that he could serve his energy for the offensive end. So he's an offensive only minded player. And that's not going to cut it in the playoffs. Like we're going to lose because of that shit. And he needs to learn how to lock in now. He did a similar thing against Atlanta. And so I'm actually like, there's some red flags there. But before I get into my analysis, I want to know what your reactions were. What did you see either during the game or maybe in the highlights after the game in the Lakers versus Charlotte game?
Yeah, for sure. I think that they were still like trying to get like their bad juju off them from the last game versus Atlanta, the first game. And I think, like you said, like they were missing LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, their starting backcourt, and usually you scout for that. But I think that they probably obviously knew ahead of time that those guys weren't going to play. I think LaMelo was definitely out. I think Miller was 50-50 situation. That's their main 2 guys that were out. That would have helped Charlotte, but I think they have a pretty good young squad. They actually have some nice young guys. So I think that maybe the Lakers weren't expecting that. We didn't scout. We maybe taking them lightly like we did at Atlanta. They have some good young guys. Their centers. I like both their centers. The rookie Cockbrenner and backup Diabate. I think like Aiden was letting shit get past them because I think that their 2 centers are more younger, hungrier, maybe more athletic than both our centers. And that gave us a little bit of problems. But the Hornets have some good young guys. They got like Colin Sexton, started because LaMelo and Brandon Miller weren't there, and he's still a solid NBA player. Con Kneppel, he's a great rookie. He's up there doing a lot of top 5 and I think scoring and assists for all rookies. I didn't realize how good he was. I ain't gonna lie. Like watching him in the NBA, I'm like, okay, this dude is really ready for the league. And Miles Bridges, they still have Miles Bridges. I've always liked Miles Bridges, so I know he went off. He was their leading scorer. So, but once the Lakers got it together, after this halftime, they got over it. And then we got guys like Marcus Smart, like doing, I think,
Yeah, I think the third quarter, if I'm not mistaken, Ayton didn't start the third quarter. And I guess that's one of my red flags. Like, I don't know if I'm remembering that right, but I feel like he didn't start the third quarter. And that's when they had their best runs and the best defense. And so, like, it can be the case that our starting center can't start the second half for us to like get out of ruts or to get up. That's like a big deal. For
Yeah,
that to happen on a random like Sunday game in Charlotte, it's not the end of the world. It's not time to hit the panic button, but it gives me pause. And DeAndre Ayton's just got to be reliable on both ends of the floor in a way that he hasn't really been for his career. He's been able to get away with that, and like that's not
yeah.
going to cut it here in LA. So I wanted to speak on that because you was right there. But did you notice any like did you watch the game and did you notice any like in terms of the X's and O's? Did you
I
notice
watched
anything?
the what's it like the condensed game later after the game was over. I wasn't able to watch the game. I watched it after. I can't remember. Did Aiden start? Now I want. I feel like I thought he did. I know he usually does. Usually they bring back the same starting five at halftime. I thought he did start. Now I'm wondering.
I'm
Am I
not sure.
tripping?
I could be wrong. I could be wrong because I just remember asking like, wait, has Aiden been in here this
He
whole
might have
time?
started and then
And
come out
I
like
never went.
quickly.
Yeah, that's totally possible. But
Either
still,
way, what you're saying
but
still makes sense.
the
Yeah.
part that yeah, like the fact that he was out and that's when we did our best is giving me pause because it's
Yeah,
like that
Rui went
shouldn't be the
crazy.
case if you're a start.
Rui. I'm really happy for Rui too. I've always been a Rui guy, even before he came to the Lakers. So I was ecstatic when he came here. Again, I went to his first game as a Laker, which was fun to watch. And I'm just glad, man. His shooting is like he's just getting better and better. His mid range is crazy. Like this guy barely seems like he like barely misses now. His shooting percentages are
Rui is
crazy.
also another defensive liability. So his
Yeah,
offense is not my issue. His
his
defense
offense,
is
yeah.
my and
Him getting
his
so
perimeter
much
defense.
better on offense is masking his defense. But I think he's getting a little
But
better
in the
on defense.
playoffs,
There's
that's gonna be
times,
a
yeah.
issue.
There's times. I mean, he's one of those guys where like at times like his defense as a whole is like all right, it's mediocre. But like there's times like he'll clamp down and you're like, oh, okay, oh shit, he's like locking down even the bigger guys on other teams sometimes. But I'm not worried about Rui. That's one guy I'm not really ever worried about. I feel he really does improve every year, even if his defense is improving like tiny bit, little by little. It's still he's improving. You could tell he's trying to work on his game. But yeah, Aiden, I don't know. I always feel like Aiden like he could be stronger. I always just felt that watching him throughout his whole career, like his size. I don't know. Maybe he just it's like when AD would play. Like AD, we'd see be lax sometimes, but we knew how strong AD could be when he asserted his strength. It was like unstoppable. And I'm wondering that about Aiden. Like, does he have that in him? And I know he's a slim guy for his height, but I think we've just been used
Well,
to so many
Aiden
great
is a
centers. He's like a
yeah, Aiden
finesse center.
is decent on offense and is a potential liability on defense, and that wasn't true for AD. AD was always solid on defense,
Yeah, he was like
and
all defense every
sometimes
year
could be a liability
on
on
offense. Yeah.
offense because he was inconsistent. So he's actually Aiden's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, he's like a
But it
finesse.
is a little frustrating, and also Aiden needs to like really own rebounds. Like among the things that I think he
Yes.
can be more better at is the rebounds, and he's not doing it to the extent he can. So yeah, I don't know. That was just interesting. But we got one more topic after this one, but I want to kick it to the audience for this one and wrap this one up. What is your reaction to the Lakers versus Charlotte game? What were some red flags that you saw in terms of the personnel, just like we were discussing? Go ahead and leave your comments down below. Let us know in the comments. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up with one kind of extended one. It's like a three-parter, and that is the injury news that we got. So we got some return updates on three key players that are out for the Lakers right now: LeBron James, Adu Thero, and Gabe Vincent. The first and the last of which are like key rotation pieces. Adu Thero, we don't really know what he is yet. He's a young piece, but there's a lot of excitement and buzz about him because of his athleticism. And athleticism is something that the Lakers sorely need. So bringing him along, if only to develop him, is still something that I think the Lakers really see. But we may not even see much of him this year, unfortunately. But apparently, LeBron and Gabe Vincent are the two of the three that could come back in about a week and some change, which is actually exciting. And so LeBron James has been upgraded. He's actually getting some reps in the G League right now.
And Bronny's the captain, and he's like telling LeBron where to run.
That would be hilarious if LeBron and his son are like dominating the G League right now. I was like, come on, bro.
You know who is? You know who's going off is Chris Manning. He's going crazy in the G League. That was a good pickup.
Yeah,
he might get some. He might get.
Gabe
He might get
could be
some
back.
run.
And in order to launch into this, I wanted to like go one by one, player by player, starting with LeBron. What do you think the impact of all these players are going to be when they come back? Let's start with LeBron because I think it's the most nuanced. What is LeBron's impact going to be on the team chemistry, the X's and O's when he comes back? And let's separate. There's a lot of people that have a lot to say about this, and I think some of these takes are trash. But I want to separate the trash takes from the
This is like the
sensible
hottest topic in the NBA.
takes
No
and
matter
the
what's going on
sensible
in the
question.
NBA, LeBron and the Lakers is always like, it don't matter. You think Kate Cunningham in Detroit, OKC is the top story. The top story is always gonna go back to LeBron and the Lakers.
So let me put it in a more provocative way. Is LeBron, when he comes back, is he a threat to disrupt whatever the Lakers got going that has them at 8-3?
Like I think we touched on this a little bit the last episode, or one of the last two episodes. As you know, someone who reps the Lakers since birth, I hope it all goes well. I hope everybody comes back full strength. We keep rolling like 2019, 2020, we win the chip. I hope that happens. I hope LeBron comes back. He sees, he's smart enough to see from the sidelines like what's working for the Lakers, what's not, what he can do to fill in, what his game can do. Does he need to alter anything to his game? I hope that's what he's doing. I'm guessing that, I'm not in his head, but and I understand the critics. I understand the everyone knows I was never like a big LeBron fan before he came to Lakers, but he's a Laker now. So like I said, I can't say anything either way until he comes back and we see what happens. Now, he comes back and he's just trying to like stat pad and he's disrupting the offense and everything's breaking down. There's bad chemistry on the court. Obviously, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay, it's not working. Like we gotta fix something. We gotta figure something out. But he comes back and he might alleviate a lot of problems for other people. Maybe Aiton's defense gets better. Maybe Luka, we don't have to worry about Luka getting any possible injuries because now LeBron's taking some of the weight off of him. Or of course, everyone's scoring may go down a little bit, other people's may, but if that's it's gonna happen. LeBron's gonna get his numbers regardless. He's gonna get 20 something, 5-5 at the least. So as long as that equates to winning, that's all I care about. And I understand a lot of people. Even former NBA players, a lot of well-known sports talking heads. A lot of people are like, we don't need LeBron. LeBron need to come back. Of course, that thought crossed my mind. I'm gonna be honest. I'd be like, can this team without LeBron win? I think this team without LeBron could definitely make the playoffs. But the veteranship, KG, I got to give it to KG. He made a really good point on, I think, Paul Pierce's podcast. I forget one of their podcasts. And Paul Pierce was one of those people who's, Mr. Pee-Pee, I call him Mr. Poo-Poo. Obviously, he's a LeBron hater, but I don't know if he's just saying that sarcastic. I don't know. Like, I don't really see him talk about the Celtics. He talks more about the Lakers and the Celtics, which is weird. But he was obviously in KG. I had a lot of respect for KG's point. He was like, what you're dismissing is the veteran leadership of LeBron, not just his leadership, but like what he can do. Like when you get to the playoffs, he can tell all the young guys, like, hey, this is what you're gonna expect in the media. This is how you talk to the refs. This is how you do this. LeBron does have all that knowledge that a lot of guys who haven't been far in the playoffs or the championship, they don't have. Like he knows how to handle a lot of situations that are off the court. He knows how to handle a lot of situations that are on the court that a lot of these guys might not know how to handle because the playoffs and the finals are a whole different beast. It is very important to have someone like that on your team. So when KG brought that up, I was like, that is actually a really good point. I didn't even think about that. I'm just thinking of straight basketball. And I was like, it is important to have a guy like that who's also going to give you a lot of points, rebounds, assists, blocks. So I'm just at the point where, hey, it's just another, star veteran player who's injured. Let's see what happens when he comes back. I'm not gonna be one of those guys who just like, we don't need LeBron, trade him, da 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 da. Until like if he comes back to Lakers and we lose like 20 games in a row, then obviously I'm gonna be one of those guys. But I can't be like that yet.
Yeah,
I see
the Lakers are not going to lose 20 games in a row if
it's
LeBron
just like
comes
with
back. I
Dallas.
think that the idea that
My bad. It's like Dallas and Kyrie, same situation. Like Dallas fans shouldn't be freaking out till Kyrie comes back and see what happens.
yeah, I mean,
Does it?
well, kind of, because no
Not
one,
the
I
exact.
think,
I know
thinks
it's not
that
the exact
Kyrie coming
situation.
back is a threat to the success of the Mavs.
But it's gonna help him a lot.
There are people who are legit, but there are people who legit are like try to cast doubt on LeBron coming back
LeBron,
and
the
helping the
Lakers.
Lakers. Like there are people who are so desperate and wedded emotional to this idea that LeBron is somehow a detriment to everything he touches.
Yeah.
That they literally are jumping into this weird narrative with 2 feet, and they're saying things like, oh, look how good the Lakers are. It's because LeBron's not playing. It's like, well, that doesn't seem like that makes much sense because LeBron's one of the best players on the team still, and LeBron actually has like it demonstrably contributes to the Lakers' wins in a bunch of ways. One of the biggest ways is playmaking and distributing. Secondly, he's one of the best scorers on the team, even with Luka. You can say he's the second best. That's fine, but he's still one of the best. He's better than Reeves. Is there any doubt that LeBron James is better than Austin Reeves? Or people are now trying to put Austin Reeves above LeBron? There are people who have actually said that with their whole ass chest, but like sensible people, not like casuals,
No,
not
not
people
better
who like
all
actually know
around.
what they're talking about.
Not better all around, but Austin Reeves is for sure a better shooter. Like I would on the last, if we had to have someone take the
Yeah,
last shot, I'd rather have Austin Reeves take the last shot. But all around game, like
I
yeah,
think Austin Reeves is
Austin
a better
Reeves is not
shooter
getting chased down
than
blocks.
LeBron.
Yeah, Austin Reeves is not getting chased down
Yeah,
blocks.
but Austin Reeves is not better than LeBron. Like if you think Austin Reeves is here and objectively LeBron is better than him overall, then
Of course,
how does the guy that's better than Austin Reeves
yeah,
come back and make your team worse? Like
of
that's
course,
not mathing. The math is not mathing. That makes no sense. So like I'm not trying to like
yeah,
make it seem like it's unreasonable to ask questions about fit and about whether or not LeBron has some ulterior motives in terms of maybe something like stat padding or something like that that could be detrimental in terms of that's not maximizing what the team can do. Cool. Those are actually legitimate, fair questions. I'm trying to separate those sensible questions from the ridiculous comments people are making
and
online,
that's why I'm
bro, about
yeah,
LeBron somehow being a detriment to the Lakers. Like, what are you talking about? Trade LeBron for a ham sandwich. You don't need him. Like, what?
yeah,
Like the moment
that's
LeBron leaves, it's
ridiculous.
going to become obvious that the Lakers' ceiling is below what it needs to be to win a championship. They're not good enough without LeBron to win a championship. They're good enough to win regular season games without LeBron. That's good. That's encouraging. That means that the role players with LeBron potentially can be amazing in the playoffs. But in the playoffs, when you're playing the same team for potentially 7 games, you're going to need LeBron. Like LeBron is one of the best playoff performers, despite the fact that he has that losing record in the finals. You know how much winning you have to do to go to the finals 11 to 12 times? Like, do the math. You got to win 4 games per round for that many finals in order to get to the finals. That's a lot of winning. Nobody wants to do the math that way. They just want to talk about what the finals results were because by comparison, Jordan's was better, and that's like the best Jordan argument. Okay, fine. Like I'm not trying to get into that debate, but I'm just saying like it ends up treating LeBron unfairly. I'm a
Yeah,
Kobe fan. I'm a Kobe guy. I think Kobe is over LeBron. That's apparently an unpopular opinion, but it is my opinion, and I
agreed.
can defend it if I'm forced to. But
Exactly.
even a person like me who's Mamba over everything can
Yeah,
recognize that LeBron James is
of
good as
course.
hell, and to
Yeah,
just throw him away because no real reason. Just I hate Bron that much. He's a detriment to my Laker
yeah,
puritanism. And it's like, all right, well, all what's gonna happen is we're going to be craving the next star to replace LeBron. And getting rid of LeBron willy-nilly is a stupid idea because then the next star, we don't know who that is. We know that we have a next number 1 option in Luka, but the next number 2 or 3, like if you want that to be Reeves, okay, good luck with that. Like, I think that we could do a lot of winning with Reeves, but I don't think that Reeves is the LeBron replacement. That's ridiculous. Like, Reeves is a amazing third option, and he can become a 2 option if you need him to, apparently. But can you win a championship with Luka and Reeves as your 1 and 2 and a bunch of role players? I have a bunch of doubts. I think you have
yeah,
better chances with LeBron. So that's why I think. I think like LeBron is more. LeBron has been engaged with the team. He knows what it is. He's practiced with the team. So he's actually going to be plug and play. I think when he comes back, he's going to do 2 things
yeah,
right away. He's going to open up the offense in a major way because now instead of just
yeah.
Luka and just Reeves and just Ayton and
You can't,
just Rui, you got to deal
can't
with all of
double,
them
can't double
plus
nobody.
LeBron. You can't double nobody. And blitzing Luka's
Yeah,
stupid when LeBron's on the floor. That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? And like dudes like Laravia, dudes like Rui Hachimura, dudes like Reeves being open when Luka and LeBron are attracting defense and having
yeah.
their gravity. This is going to be one of the most diabolical offenses. Period. That's
And that's
instant.
what,
That's
yeah,
out of the box day 1. But here's the other thing, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Slept on. LeBron helps the defense tremendously. LeBron is not the best perimeter defender. Somebody like Steph can go right by LeBron. LeBron can get ate up like that. LeBron has some athleticism to recover and get chased down blocks, but he's not going to sit in the chair. But LeBron's help defense is awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
team defense is great.
LeBron is smart enough to direct. Yeah, his team defense is great. And you can put LeBron on somebody like a Julius Randle who might otherwise bully somebody else, and he ain't gonna bully LeBron. He's not gonna move LeBron. Like somebody like an OG Anunoby, like LeBron can guard him. Or if you need in a pinch, you could put LeBron on Jokic and stop Jokic from having his way with somebody like Ayton, who he can bully ball, right? Like you have options with LeBron that you don't have without him. And so the defense is actually going to be underrated and slept on. When LeBron wants to play good defense, he can. Now, does
Yeah.
LeBron
Yeah,
get
when he
used
wants
sometimes
to.
on defense? Of course he does. Of course. Yeah, he's got to be locked in, but he usually does that in the playoffs. But like he has the potential to help the team in those two ways specifically right away. And then there's other ways too. I think that his ability to like get the timing right with Ayton and get Ayton more easy lobs and get other people more easy lobs like Jackson Hayes alongside with Luka, like he's gonna do that, I think, very well right out the gate. And with time playing with these guys consistently, and a lot of them he's played with for several seasons already. Like he's had seasons under his belt with Jackson Hayes. Like the ability for Luka to see LeBron all the way down court or Reeves throwing lob, like there's so many things that are opened up with LeBron. That's what I'm saying. Like all of these arguments that LeBron James is somehow like of detriment to the team overlook all of these X's and O's and all of these facts about LeBron's game and how he helps teams. And like I just feel like you're just being delusional at that point. So that's my spiel on LeBron. And we got two more people to talk about, but I want to get you in because you've been patiently waiting for
No,
me to get
one
my
last thing
spiel
about
out because
LeBron.
I gotta get it off my chest.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, what I want to get to is that he's coming back regardless. What everybody wants to trade him, whatever. Also, he has a no trade clause, if I'm not mistaken. So that's out of the question. But back to he's coming back regardless. So
That
he's
is the biggest like destroyer of this trade LeBron argument
I
ever,
know.
and people keep saying that shit like he don't have a trade
So
clause. Like, what part of
if
no
if
trade
he
clause
was
do you not
willing to be
understand? That's
if he was
crazy.
willing to be traded, if he was like, yeah, you guys can trade me, and it's to a team that he wants to go, we would need that team superstar. Like, let's just say, I wish Alante was here. Let's just say he was like, I want to go to Milwaukee, and we get Giannis. Of course, I would want to make that trade, but that's not happening. So we're gonna get Giannis regardless. You know, Alante, you're here with us on that one because I think I have a feeling we'll get Giannis in the next 2 years, maybe free agency or something. But anyway, but back to LeBron. So what I hope happens, what I'm anticipating is that he's gonna be like a stretch four. Like I think, and it would be good for him to conserve his energy. He is getting older. Is to play kind of like the power forward position, even though the traditional NBA is not really the same anymore. But to kind of play like how AD was for us, where he's a stretch forward because he can still. One thing I'll give LeBron, he's become a much better 3-point shooter as he's gotten older. You can tell he's worked on his 3-point shot throughout his career because his 3-point shooting is way better now than it was like the first half of his career. And that's what I feel a lot of players do when they get older because they're not running and jumping as much, so they have to start becoming better shooters. So I feel like he'd be a great stretch four because on defense, he doesn't want to be chasing around guys. So if he's playing the post, and we've seen him play all five positions on the Lakers. I remember it was like 2-3 seasons ago when he played the five for a few games straight when like our centers were all out and AD was out and our centers were out. So I think that might be ideal for him. I know he's told JJ or JJ said like LeBron's open to anything. JJ said he's gonna try him in different places. So I hope I think that would be great if the starting team is gonna be Ayton with LeBron at the 4, Rui at the 3, and then Luka and Austin Reeves. And then we got the bench. We got the bench mob coming in. I think that's instead of people just saying trade LeBron and all sort of stuff, like just accept he's gonna be back and just not and talk about okay, what should he do? He's coming back. That's a better argument to have.
Okay, real quick, but just 2-minute drill. Let's do the last two. Gabe
Oh
Vincent
yeah,
and a Duke
Gabe
Zero.
Vincent.
What are their impacts coming back? Do a minute each. Go.
Speaking of trades, I see obviously people talking about Gabe Vincent being traded possibly. As I got, it's hard. We get as Laker Nation, we get attached to our players, especially guys like Gabe, who's from out here, who grew up a Laker fan, and is like now kind of a vet in the league, a great locker room guy. He reminds me. I've been calling him Derek Fisher 2.0 forever since he came to the Lakers. If we can trade. We were willing. If the Lakers are going to make a trade at some point, and he's included, I won't be mad about it. We'll miss him, but it's not like we did anything. We won in championships with him, so I'm not gonna be super sad about it. But I still think it's great to have him back. Like I'm one of those people. I don't think we need to make any trades, anything for it. I like the team how it is. Like you said, LeBron's coming back. And my optimistic side is what you said. It could open up so many things. We could go on a 20-game win streak instead of losing 20 games, right? Like I said earlier. And then Thiero, I can't wait to see him. This dude looks like just a monster defender, and he's got some offense. He's built like an NBA player. I can't wait to see him come back. But to go to Gabe, I'm just knocking out both the guys right now because I know we're gonna go into him. And I was looking up. I don't know. I think they might all be coming back around the same time. I know we had Gabe and LeBron update, or you said it was LeBron and Thiero. But I think Gabe Vincent is on. I'm looking at CBS's injury updates. They usually have a pretty accurate thing, and they show when their updates were last. I mean, they weren't updated on Thiero. On Vincent, they were last updated on Saturday. On Thiero, it was the day before Halloween. But I know Thiero and LeBron, we have updates from other sources. So they maybe all be back before Thanksgiving, which would be great to have a fully healthy roster by Thanksgiving. So Gabe coming back, I think is great for the locker room. He's already there a lot. LeBron, we touched on that. Thiero is really just the question mark. I'm excited to see what he does. He may not get a lot of playing time. He might not, but I think that it maybe is better for him that he didn't start right away playing, and he's able to watch from the sideline and kind of slowly integrate himself into the NBA lifestyle, the NBA game, the locker room, practice, and everything. So I'm just excited to see what he does. Like, who knows? Maybe he, ends up having a great year like Austin Reeves in his rookie year, even though he was undrafted. So I think they'll all be back before Thanksgiving, and I'm looking forward to Thiero the most to see what he can do. I mean, I'm looking
I
forward
don't
to
know
all
that
of them coming
Thiero will
back.
be available before Thanksgiving because I don't know that Thiero will be available before Thanksgiving because I think he has to do a long ramp up, and so they're gonna have him playing in the G League, and so he might not be available until like Christmas or
After.
beyond,
Okay.
low key. But yeah, because he's got to get his win and stuff like he can practice and stuff like that, but he hasn't even been cleared for like full contact yet. So like I think he's delayed. He's the one that's delayed the most.
LeBron is
But
full
Gabe
contact
Vincent and
now, right?
LeBron, I think, could be back within. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
And Gabe Vincent, I don't think is either. But I think he's on a timetable where he might be back in the next couple of weeks. Because remember, his injury was an ankle injury. He was an ankle sprain.
Yeah.
It looks like
That
he's
can
moving
be.
pretty good on it. He's no longer in that boot or whatever. So I think two things that Gabe Vincent gives us right away is on ball defense,
Mm-hmm.
great help defense at times, and another reliable shooter. Those are things that he can do right away. He also his offense is taking a step in the right direction. He actually kind of impressed me to start out this year.
Yeah,
I didn't expect him
for
to go
sure.
full blown Allen Iverson on teams. I was like, whoa, who does he think he is? So that's good. And then Adu Thiero, obviously a 3-and-D type wing. He has that build, that mold that we need. He has the dumb athleticism that can help with rebounds, that can help with steals, getting in passing lanes, that can help with perimeter defense, which is something we sorely need, and also getting back in transition. So all of those things can help. I mean, he can right off the bat be another Jared Vanderbilt, even without his shot going down.
Yeah.
And so he's been working on that as well. But he also is a whole ass bucket. Like he's more offensively gifted than Vando. And so he actually might be able to match Vando overall because he's offensively better than Vando while maybe not being able to do exactly what Vando does defensively or with the hustle plays. So we'll see. But I don't think we're going to see him until December-ish, unfortunately. But yeah. So, but I want to throw it to the audience real quick to wrap. Okay.
Season.
I think Cam Reddish was giving us, but better because he'd be more offensively gifted.
I would say hopefully
and that's
better.
what's exciting about it.
Cam was.
Well, Cam Reddish was actually at
inconsistent.
spurts pretty good on
Yeah,
defense.
that's what I'm saying. Very inconsistent.
He was inconsistent,
like,
but he was
up and
pretty
down,
good on
up
defense.
and down.
That's what I'm saying. He will give us that plus better offense, and I
Yeah,
think
more
that's great. I
consistent.
think that's exactly what we need. And all of Dalton Connect's minutes should go to him if he's going to do that because Dalton Connect is terrible on defense, and he's not really given as much offense to justify his being out there so far. So that's how I feel about that. But I want to kick it to the audience. Leave a comment down below. Tell us, what do you think the impacts of LeBron, Gabe Vincent, and Adu Thiero are going to be once they get back into the lineup? Are they going to be additions? Are they going to be subtractions? Tell us in the comments down below. And that wraps up our fifth and final segment. Now, we have more, but I want to call it right now.
Yeah.
And I want to hit it with the outro. Alonte had to go, in case that y'all didn't notice. We didn't really say anything. We just kind of let him go, but Alonte had to go. But he definitely is going to watch the stream, and he'll probably be participating in the form of responding to some of your comments. But this has been yet another episode of the Laker Loyalty Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason Muse, a.k.a. The Black Muse, and I'm joined by my brother over here. Tell the people who you are.
I am the Egyptian Laker, a.k.a. Samurai the 7th, and can't spell loyalty without that.
LAL, all day, every day. All right. LA till I die. Mama mentality, always loyal to the soil. Peace out, everybody. Take care. Until next time.